Yankee, and welcome back to another edition of 60 Super Bowls in 60 Days. Yesterday, we show you the greatness of John Madden in his stats, of course, but in his coaching, leading the Oakland Raiders to victory in the beautiful Sunshine, California of Pasadena. Today, we're going to show you the downward, gloomy, doomsday, pun intended, of the Dallas Cowboys against the Denver Broncos. January 15th, 1978, in the Louisiana Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana. It is Super Bowl 12. It is the Dallas Cowboys with their Doomsday Defense versus Denver Broncos and the Orange Crush. And unfortunately, Dallas just put the crush on the Broncos. This game was not even close. It was brutalizing. 27-10, Cowboys win their second Super Bowl, and it was a massacre. It was an absolute massacre. Roger Staubach, 17-25, 183 yards and a touchdown. Robin Newhouse came here and scored a 29-yard touchdown. No biggie. Craig Moulton went 4 for 15 for 39 yards and 4 interceptions. Norris Weiss came in and made 4 for 10 for 22 yards. Like, Robert Newhouse did more production in one drive or one play than like Craig Moon has to have in the entire game. 4 interceptions. That's against the Doomsday Defense for you. That's brutal. Russian, Tony Dorsett, 15-66 for 4.4 pop for a touchdown. And Rob Little for Denver was 10 rushes for 35 yards, 3.5 a pop and a touchdown. So, okay, they got Russian there. Now for the receiving, Preston Pearson, 5 receptions for 37 yards at 7.4 pop. Butch Johnson, 2 receptions for 53 yards, 26.5 a pop, and a touchdown. Golden Richards was golden, 2 for 38 for 19 yards per pop and a touchdown. And Jack Dolbin, 2 for 24 for 12 a pop. So that was the only reception that Denver has, or the only production on the wide receiver front that Denver has. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where the pain comes in. This is where Denver's crap comes in. It's time to talk about the defense. It's time to talk about the Doomsday Defense. Oh boy. It is painful. Benny Barnes, interception, 2 tackles. Aaron Kyle, interception, 2 tackles. Mark Washington, interception, 2 tackles. Randy Hughes, interception, tackle, and fumble recovery. Harvey Martin, 2 sacks, and Randy White, a sack. Harvey Martin and Randy White were MVPs. In the Super Bowl 5, of course, we have a losing MVP in Chuck Howell, who was playing for Dallas, losing to the Colts, and then he got MVP. And of course, that was how bad the Super Bowl was. You can just click on Super Bowl 5 and you know how really bad it was. So that was come in a really bad Super Bowl, and the only good player that comes in from a losing team. This is coming from the winning team, and because of we don't know clear MVP stuff. It's the 70s, of course. We just don't know stuff yet. They decided to give Bode Martin and Bode White MVPs, co-MVPs. The only time that happened. So Dallas, in the history of the Super Bowls, have a losing MVP and co-MVPs in their history. Amazing. Only the Cowboys can do that. But you had to say the entire defense deserve MVPs. My goodness. Lal Alzodo for 2 sacks and 4 tackles. So did Reuben Carter with 2 sacks and 4 tackles. Actually, let me just rephrase. Lal Alzondo, 2 sacks, 4 tackles. Same as Reuben Carter with 2 sacks and 4 tackles. Tom Jackson with a sack and fumble recovery. And Joe Rizzo with 6 tackles. At least Denver did something, but the game was basically over at that point. At any point. It's like, yeah, the game was pretty much over at, first quarter, I guess. Efrain Herrera, 3 for 3, 2 for 5 on field goals. Jim Turner, 1 for 1, and then 1 for 1 on field goals. Total yards, 325 to 156 in favor of Dallas. And, yeah, turnovers. Oh, my goodness gracious. Dallas, 2 turnovers. Fine. Denver, 8. Oh, my God. I mean, I hate to say this, man, but Denver just got crushed. Oh, my Lord. I mean, half of them were like interceptions for Morton, but Jesus, that is brutal. Like, we're gonna get to a defense that is so brutal, of course, that it's gonna be top of Mount Rushmore of defenses. But if you want a clear indication of how brilliant that Dallas defense is, that game is for you. This game is literally for you. You can watch it in highlight form, you can watch it full game, but for Dallas to force 8 turnovers in a game, I think this is probably the most turnovers a team forced in a single Super Bowl ever. Ever. And maybe the coach could have just pulled Greg Mongan out after like 2 interceptions and be like, okay, dude, you're done. And maybe 3 interceptions and be like, okay, dude, you're done. I know this is a big game. And while we never see that in the later Super Bowls, of course, although we might, pull the guy out after 3 interceptions is fine. But to keep him on and have 4 interceptions. In fact, he has the same amount of interceptions as completions. Completions! Same interceptions as completions. What the hell? Dallas defense was way good on that day, and there was no chance the Denver Broncos will even have a same footing. Once they stepped in the Superdome, it was over. It was a wrap. It was a wrap from the minute go. Dallas Cowboys defense was on point that day, on fleek, and it was lights out. So yeah, that is just the story of Super Bowl 12, the Doomsday at the Dome, and it was a dominant display against the Denver Broncos. A lot of D's, of course. And these are my outros. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Super Bowl 13, and I hope you have a wonderful